Oh hey, I didn't see you there. My name's Bella, and today we're going to be going over a brief summary about the history of women in ancient Greek philosophy, and you're watching Parthenon Live TV. Greek philosophy originated in ancient Greece and the eastern Mediterranean region in the 9th century BC. It covered a wide range of topics, including ethics, metaphysics, politics, and aesthetics. The very beginning can be traced back to the ancient Greeks' interest in learning about the natural world and the underlying principles that govern it. Greeks believed that by studying the natural world, they could better understand the human condition and find ways to live a more fulfilling life. The first major philosophers in ancient Greece were the pre-Socratic philosophers who flourished from the 6th to the 5th centuries BC. These philosophers, including Thales, Anaximander, and Anaximenes, were interested in the natural world and made it their mission to explain the underlying principles that governed it. They also laid the foundations for many philosophical concepts that would later be developed by other philosophers, such as the concept of causation and the idea that the world is composed of fundamental elements. The classical period of Greek philosophy, which lasted from the 5th to the 4th century BC, is marked by the work of three philosophers, and probably the most famous ones, Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. But I'm sure you already know all about their well-known philosophies and ideas, so I'll cover something that you might not have heard. Aristotle believed that women were inferior creatures compared to men, and that their prospects were extremely limited. Women were excluded from social and political life, and the majority were confined to life at home and bearing children. While Plato, on the other hand, established in laws that women would inevitably become equal to men if they had received more appropriate training. One of the few women philosophers that weren't really talked about was Themistoclea of Delphi, who lived in the 6th century BC and was the priestess of Delphi. Themistoclea distinguished herself among the other women philosophers for her knowledge of mathematics, and she taught inside the Temple of Apollo to whoever walked in and wanted to learn. According to tradition, she loved geometry so much that she decorated the Temple of Apollo with geometric shapes. Pythagoras, widely known as the guy who made the Pythagorean theorem, referred to her as his teacher, and she's believed to have taught him ethics, geometry, and numerals. He had such a respect for his teacher, Themistoclea, that later on he accepted women in his school as students and teachers as well. Although Themistoclea was well known during her time, there's barely any information about her that survived. Aspasia was another female philosopher who was born in 470 BC. She was known for her beauty and the fact that Pericles, the great politician of Athens, fell in love with her. But Aspasia was also one of the most well-educated women at the time, and due to her intelligence, notable philosophers like Socrates wanted to be in her company and converse with her. She spent most of her adult years in Athens, where she became the center of intellectual life. Her house was always open to artists, philosophers, and politicians. Despite her free style of life, Athenians often brought their wives along so they could listen to Aspasia's speeches and advice. She met Pericles when she was 25 years old, whereas he was 50 at the time. He was completely enchanted by her, and soon after they moved in together. This shocked the conservative society of Athens. Some admired their audacity, and others absolutely hated them, most of which were the political enemies of Pericles. This didn't change the fact that she played an important role beside Pericles and influenced his decisions dramatically. Her fame survived throughout the centuries and as one of the most influential personalities of ancient Greek history. Even though it's been thousands of years, the ideas born during that time still live on today, and I think that's pretty cool. From Parthenon TV, this is Bella Weirson signing off. Thanks for watching.